Maybe you don't even feel.
So to do brows, I'm gonna take this little brow brush by Ardell, and I'm gonna take an eyeshadow color, this one, and I'm just gonna brush this through the brows. I used to use this color, which has a little bit more red in it, and it's a little lighter than Mahogony. But I noticed that when I took like pictures and stuff like that, it didn't translate, like it didn't show up in the picture. So it kind of looked like the head of my brow wasn't done. I tried a little darker, and I like the way that this looks without making my brow appear darker. I don't really care for really dark brows for my face. I just really like to keep it very light and soft. And I find that it does end up kind of blending with my hair a little later. And the cool thing about working with eyeshadow for me is that if it gets in a wrong area, I can just wipe it off with my finger. My brows need a little attention, grooming wise anyway. So now I'm gonna go in with this volumizing brow tint, and this is in dark brunette, and this color pretty much matches my hair, my brow hair color. And I'm gonna use this angle brush. And what I'm gonna do is from the product, I'm gonna pick up the product from the applicator. So now I'm gonna go ahead and outline the bottom hair of the brow. Ooh, see those hairs? Let that sit for a little bit. I'm gonna wait for the product to dry, and with a clean spoolie, I'm just gonna go through them, and this will help to just kind of pick up a little bit of the product and help to soften the brows a little bit. Going in from in front of the head just a little bit and just softening that out so it looks a little bit more natural and not as drawn on. So I'm kind of putting my spoolie a little bit ahead of the head of the brow. So while the head starts here, I'm gonna start a little bit in front, and I'm just gonna go through it and kind of soften that out. I'm gonna take this HOGG placement brush, and I'm gonna work with Mahogony, the same one that I applied in my brow. And I'm just gonna work this kind of all over the top of my lid. So not focusing on the bottom here, but just really into the socket of my eye.
Maybe you don't even feel. If heaven's so far away from here, then why does it feel so near?
I'm gonna just kind of also blend it up as it's fading. That's a good thing. So the higher I go on my upper eye area towards my brow bone, it's now fading and blending up that way. So the shape that I'm making, y'all, is kind of this kind of shape. First, I'm gonna go on the socket so I'm going to focus on putting my color in there first. Then, as I'm working it in, I'm gonna also start to bring it up on my eye. And as I'm doing these windshield wiping motions, the product is now kind of like fading away because there's not as much. And it's gonna blend up. And a heavier amount of product I'm putting definitely in this little socket area of my eye. So all of this, let's just play with a little bit this color, and I'm just gonna go ahead and blend that right on the center of my eyelid, just right there, and then I'm gonna softly blend it up into that mahogany eye shape. And I'm just gonna go back and forth along my lower lid and then blend it up into my socket. And it just gives a really soft transition. Switch to this JACLYN MORPHE palette. And it's the purple one. Up this eyeshadow, this eyeshadow here. Hush Hush. which is similar to Dusty Rose, but I think it's gonna give more of a chalky finish, and that's kind of what I was looking for. Usually when I'm going for pinks, I don't want a chalky finish, but today I do, and I'm just gonna focus it right there on the center, and yeah, that's the color I was looking for. I just kind of wanted an ashy, chalky look. Now I'm gonna go in with this fluffy brush, fluffy dome-shaped brush, and I'm just gonna lightly, with nothing on it, just gonna lightly buff out the edges. Go back to the eyeshadow brush, this one, this color, see this, I'm just going to use the tip of this brush and pick up color and then sweep it along the bottom of my lashes, just kind of right there underneath my eyeball, pulling it from the top, almost meeting the top color, and then I'm gonna just also sweep this underneath. You know what I've been feeling lately, you guys, in terms of like makeup inspiration, since we're watching a lot of news lately, is I have really been feeling newscasters' looks. Like, I really got inspiration from like the politicians' makeup, the news people. I was just like, I don't know, I really liked their looks. Like, it was just giving me very much DC conservative vibes, and I was here for it. I was totally feeling it. Also gonna bring a little bit of that color up on the outer corner with my eye open above the fold of my eye there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and line my eyes. I'm gonna start underneath with this gel liner. I'm kind of smudging it through my bottom lashes. I'm gonna do the same on the other side. Then I'm gonna do a thin line on top, just because I'm gonna put on lashes. Well, I'm gonna do a thin line on top anyway. So I'm gonna open my eye just a little bit, just to get into the little folds right in the inner corner there. And now, small little dashes. I said a thin line, and then I go all the way up. That's okay, that mistake can be corrected by just applying a little thicker line on the inner corner. Thin little dashes. Use another brush and blend out, take off the excess powder. Then I'm gonna use that same powder puff, and instead of using it in this side, I'm gonna just kind of flip it and use this side for the rest of the powder that matches my skin.
Dream loud. I don't know what you're feeling now. Maybe you don't even feel. If heaven's so far away from here, then why does it feel so near?
And it's this color right here. I'm gonna pick that up on the same brush. I'm gonna pinch the brush to get it all in there.
I believe in you. Yeah.
And then small little circles. And this is just gonna kind of act as a bronzer to warm my skin up. You don't have to do this, but I like the look of just kind of like a warm bronze sun-kissed look.
Oh,
On the same brush, I'm gonna pick up this juicy peach color, this one here. And I'm just applying it lightly to the apples of my cheek and holding my brush kind of at the tip of the handle and not so close like I was doing before. Kind of down here on the tip, and then the farther I hold my brush from the actual handle, the lighter the application. So I can just get a kiss of blush. So that is the look, you guys. I hope to see you in the next video. See you later, guys. Bye.
yo.